Sleep. Dave Lombardi. Sir? Actually, what? Lombardi. Sorry. So we did daily Riva by the numbers. From when he's standing, I grab here 1. 2 should always be the foot to the bicep. Okay? That should be the 2. The 3 should be the actual hook right here. Okay? The thigh is 4, and the hip is 5. Alright? The reason why you want to always aim to get your feet up is because if you don't, and you have to monkey paw your foot, because if you don't, and you aim for the hip, his hand can guide it right underneath, and now you get your guard potentially ready to get disassembled. Okay, so back up. So whenever you're going for a daily Riva from here, okay, typically they're not going to just give it to you. But the problem is that if he's too upright, he can't really reach your knees. So it's one of those give and takes that he has to understand is there. Oftentimes what I like to do is either block here, okay, or hook here, which will cause him to step back. And you can sit here and grab here. So I got 1, and I'm gonna pull him across as I roll to my back. And my feet come up and knees stay with me here. 2. Even this right here is good. Regrip. And then 3, okay? I want to keep his hand away because what his hand is going to want to do is remove my foot off his bicep and break this grip right here. Not necessarily, yeah, right there. So if he breaks that grip right here, and if he keeps that grip with his left hand and just stands up right here and backs up, see how it disconnects this? You see how you turn me? Keep backing up. See how it immediately begins to disconnect my guard. So you have to make sure that your foot blocks that bicep. And when you go from 2 to 4, you split their stance so that they're less stable and you widen their stance, okay? So the other thing is you're either gonna pull them to roll backwards here, like so, 2, and then 3, and I readjust that grip right here to tighter grip, okay? Or you're gonna use this, as you pull, you scoot underneath them, right here. Okay, so that's also, it's like, this is like very particular type of movements, but you have to be ready to scoot underneath them because from here you have a very good position when you're underneath them. You want to be more so underneath them than if you were to back out a little bit, than to be right here. Because I need to scoot in and pull him in so I can begin to somehow load his weight. So I have the 1, the 2 right here, the 3, okay? His objective, just I'm going over this just so you guys know. His objective, see how he's got his hand on the knee, is to apply pressure to my daily Riva hook. So I have to keep moving over here. See how I realigned his foot? As he steps forward and moves his foot into a better position here, okay? Step forward with the left. I realign it, and now my body adjustment, again, pointed his foot straight. For him to move his knee out, he's got to point his foot out, and I keep moving out, okay? Because what it does is that as his foot goes kind of at an angle to my leg, I move myself in line with the foot, and then it has to force him to now change angle, okay? So this is just basic stuff. The other thing is, what I want to do is I want to split his stance so that he's super wide and less stable. You're more stable in your feet or under your shoulders and hips, which is why God created it this way. We don't walk. Wasn't that? Yeah, a little wider. Yeah, it's hard to even walk because how do you even get 1 foot off? They say you gotta walk, you know what I mean? So as you go here, okay, 2, 3, okay, and I keep monkey pawing this arm out because I want to extend it as I pull his head down. I want this right here because it's harder for him to lift it up. If you're up here, it's easier for him to remove it. Okay, see how much easier it is. But when you break the posture here and push this up, it's harder for him to remove it. And I go from 2 to 4 right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull him in and split that stance. Pull him to the right because I want to get his left hand on the mat as I switch to this grip here. I pull it and now begin to push this, and hopefully he'll fall this way here. Okay? As So I'll come up here, and I'll go here, here. So we're gonna do this, and I wanna get this leg weave right here, all right? But what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this on the knees, as we've been doing. Because what happens here, 2, 3, yeah, 4, right here. 2 to the 4, and I push right here. Oftentimes, his hands will either go down or his knee will go down, right there, okay? I want to pull him to my right to try to get his right hand on the mat too, and keep him off the mat. If that hand is too far away and I can't reach it, because he's going to want to face me. Yes, because he wants to, yes, here, and you go here. Now from here, you keep it on the floor here. I'm going to come up on my elbow, I'm going to pull and push right here. All right? Keeping his heel connected to my left thigh. I'm going to scoop my hip out here and jam his hip here. I like you to get here, all right? Because from here, we'll call this a leg weave. There's a lot of good opportunities here, which also consist of potentially setting up the triangles and all that kind of stuff, depending on the body, right? But one thing that I noticed from here, if he goes kind of flat, and I go here and I keep moving him here, I can get here and weave my knee through. As he's trying to reset his legs, I let him reset the legs, and you have a very nice mount, because he's trying to free his legs. So I want you guys, just go this way, to get to here, okay? Make sure that your wrist is rigid so that you don't get it popped if he starts straightening his legs this way here. So oftentimes, I can even do this right here. I'm gonna get my knee right through this hole right here as he's still trying to regain here. And you let him have it, and you have a very nice mount here. From there, you can begin to attack. Okay? So, we're gonna do this. We're gonna start with DLR. Go down on your left knee. Go down on 2 knees. Collar and sleeve. In order for him to pull this right hand back, typically he will want to put that left hand on the mat. Yes, and as he pulls it back, he'll pick up that right knee. Yes, right here. And I go here. Okay, so now I have the 1, the 4, and the 2. I tilt him this way here because I want to reach this hand here. And I'm going to push and pull myself onto my elbow here and push him here as he falls, okay? I need to get up to my knee, so I'm gonna scoop my hip out while still keeping his leg here. And now from here, if I keep this arm, I can go into knee cut right here, or I can begin to just jam this leg here and walk backwards, okay? And then you have the leg weave here, and then we can potentially begin to set up certain good positions here, okay? As you see what it begins to evolve into, but we'll see how far we get. All right, so for those of you who are just starting, real basic DLR from collar and sleeve. Being on the hips, collar, the sleeve, knees pinched, kind of sit up, get the DLR here. I pull him in, lean to the right here. My hand switches grip. As you see, his right foot's off the mat right here. I'm pulling his right shin into my thigh and lifting it. I don't want to bend it and keep lifting it because it's too much. Just enough right here, just so it attaches to my hip. From here, my right foot pushes, my elbow comes back here, and I dump him on his side here. From here, I scoop back here, and I jam his hip here, okay? I can begin to block his knee here, block it here, and now you have already this leg weave. This is a good position, this is a good position. Fist right at the thigh, because if it's at the hip, he can still move his left leg, yeah, freely here. If it's more so right about here, it blocks it nicely here. And then you can begin to get a knee in here, get a foot in here, and to go for some nice positions here, as you see us getting into something like that. Okay, so collar and sleeve, belly heave it, and grabbing there, left sleeve.